researching this because my daughter loved this movie so much. I wanted to know who the actresses were in it. So
Mandy Moore seems awesome.
Yep. So you're going to go ahead and lock in with Mandy Moore.
Okay. Carmela and Ryan.
Did we outthink ourselves here, Carmela?
We might have. We thought we were looking for just one name that was shared, not all the name. So I know Mandy Moore is Rapunzel. So we're like, okay, so it's a name shared. Like, is it the first name or the last name? And so we were like, it's probably the first name. So we just said Mandy, because that's what we thought you were asking.
Okay. It's possible we misunderstood.
That's why it took us so long, as we were trying to figure out, are you asking for Mandy or are you asking for Moore?
So the thing is that the category is shared name. The question is, what name is shared by both? So it wasn't...
It's not completely clear.
It's not clear.
Yeah.
It's not clear, but at the same time, it's not really ambiguous either. It's kind of funny that way. So...
You'll also, totally know who voiced
I know
Rapunzel.
that's the problem I'm having, because the goal is to know one or the other and figure out that it's obviously the same because it's the same. The answer is Mandy Moore, fantastic choreographer and obviously talented singer and voice actress. I'm going to give it to you. I say Mandy Moore for both teams. Both teams will get credit.
Yay.
It's obvious that they were talking about Mandy Moore, that that's the name that they had.
I agree. And they didn't choose. If you had chosen another name, like if you said Mandy Moore and Mandy Smith or something, then I wouldn't have given you credit. Yeah. But because you just gave Mandy and you knew the Mandy you were thinking of was Mandy Moore, that's why I'm giving you credit.
Okay.
So these are two different people. That's
two different people.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought they were all the same. So that's
nope.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. Round 4, question 3. Your category is Rest in Peace. What former Pro Bowl wide receiver for both the Chargers and Buccaneers that retired after the 2016 season passed away in February of 2021 and was found by a housekeeper in a Homewood Suites room?
Oh, I know this. Can you repeat the teams again?
Chargers and Buccaneers.
I'm pretty sure it's that.
San Diego Superchargers.
I have 2.5 meow meows.
This is, yes, let's just roll with it. I know that this happened. The name is escaping me.
Yep. Okay, we're locked in with meow meows.
Okay, well, we were about to lock in with Ryan's meow meows because I'm not obviously, but my record on the show shows that I don't know this.
with the category Rest in Peace, and then as soon as you brought up Chargers wide receiver, but he's just one of those Pavlov response when you say Chargers receivers for me is Vincent Jackson. I had him on every fantasy football team for a decade, it seems, and then I remember he had a little bit of the stint with the Buccaneers. I can't remember how long he was on them, but it was, obviously big news around the Buccaneers having such a successful season, and obviously big news with my friends and I when he passed. And I just couldn't. I was 90% sure, but then with the Buccaneers Chargers connection, I finally sent it home that it was Vincent Jackson.
All right, and then Adam and Ben.
I learned this from a podcast I watch called I Am Athlete. It's a podcast hosted by Brandon Marshall, Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, and Chad Ochocinco. They had one of their recent podcasts. They were talking about Vincent Jackson and passing away, and just talking about that. So I heard this probably in the last 10 days. So yep, we also locked in with Vincent Jackson.
Correct answer, Vincent Jackson.
Yay.
Really good job.
Hey.
I think his last season in Tampa was shared, so it was him on the left and Mike Evans was on the right, and it was two tall, fast, strong receivers. It was really impressive.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Vincent Jackson. All right, at the end of the 4th round, the score is 105 for Ryan and Carmela to 110 for Adam and Ben. All right, round 5, question 1. Your category is literature.
Books.
What 1988 novel by Brazilian writer and lyricist Paulo Coelho tells the story of Santiago, who sets off to find treasure at the Egyptian pyramids after having what is believed to be a prophetic dream?
Can you spell the last name?
Coelho, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, is Coelho. It could be like Coelho or something like that, or that's probably something like Quayo. I'm saying that like I know. I don't know.
All right, we're locked in.
All right, Ben and Adam.
Yeah, so I'll say that as one of the things I do at my high school is I coach the Quiz Bowl team. And so with a lot of literature, there's just a lot of times where like authors and books are linked in my mind. I cannot tell you anything at all about the plot. But if you come up with the author, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's the book. Or if you give me the book, I'll say like, that's the author. So first thing I said was blindness. And I was like, nope, that is a different author. That is, I think, Jose Saramago, I believe. So it took a second to come up with it. I know that this individual has a novel called The Alchemist. Could not tell you anything that it's about, presumably an alchemist. And I don't know if he has written any other works, but I'll tell you that every Quiz Bowl question I have read to my team, this is the only thing that is mentioned for this individual. So
that makes perfect sense to me.
It's a case of like, if it's not this, then I'm not going to be able to come up with anything better.
Yep. And I have a bag of nothing here, so I say we go with that.
Okay. We'll say The Alchemist.
Okay. Carmela and Ryan.
So I asked you to spell the last name because it's kind of a thing with people who read a lot, but they don't ever hear the words pronounced. Like you need to see what it looks like in order to understand what the word is.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like Adam, I associate this name. I actually associate with two books, and it's The Water Knife and The Alchemist. But The Alchemist is the one that everybody knows from this person. So we also said The Alchemist.
The correct answer is The Alchemist.
Yes.
Nice job.
Wait, you're going to say Water Knife.
Yes.
I was going to be like, oh, man.
No. So, Santiago meets an alchemist along his journey and learns a lot from him, is what I learned from the synopsis. So apparently really good story. And there's a lot of really good quotes that have come out of that novel. Some really thoughtful things about souls and romance and love and that kind of stuff. So really,
it's in my stack.
Stuff.
It's in my
I want to read
my
it
enormous stack that I need to read.
My understanding is that the beginning is not good, but by the end it's gold.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, round 5, question 2. Your category is movies.
Movies.
In the Disney classic The Sword and the Stone, Merlin's owl Familiar was named for what Greek mathematician and inventor whose portrait is featured on the Fields Medal for outstanding achievement in mathematics? I snuck a math question into your movies category.
We're locked in.
Ooh. Adam's a math teacher who's freaking out over there.
All right, so Adam,
out.
all right, so let's go through some names.
I'm gonna lose my math teacher card.
No. We're gonna get this.
Team's gonna be cardless at the end of the day.
We're gonna get this. So I know that Pythagoras is pretty up there in the pantheon of great mathematicians.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Pythagoras. You have Descartes.
Did you say Greek mathematician by any chance?
I said for what Greek mathematician and inventor?
Okay, so not Descartes, obviously. He's French. I'm blanking on Greek mathematicians now, but...
Right? I mean, yeah, I'm thinking like you got Hero for Heron's formula. You've got, man, and all the Greek people I can think of now are all more like philosophers. Like your Plato's and your Aristotles and all that. Yeah, good old Socrates. There's, but like Pythagoras is not an inventor, is the thing, right? Like when I think Greek inventors, I think like Archimedes is the inventor that I think of. But was he like a mathematician?
Well, so from Mythbusters, I know that he invented the death ray, which was kind of a theoretical thing, and that there definitely would have been some math involved in getting the sunlight to bounce off of those.
Sure, that was like
Archimedes sounds. Yeah. That sounds like a great name for an owl in an animated film.
It does, because I get also like I don't know. I
haven't seen this movie in over 30 years for sure.
I also have not seen this movie in over my lifetime. But yeah,
I remember from my childhood being a great movie. I just haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's definitely, if you have kids, totally worth a watch with your kids. If you don't, but you just like good Disney animation, still really good.
I'm humming up one of the songs in my head.
So if we're choosing currently between Pythagoras and Archimedes, I like Archimedes better here.
It's weird. I like Archimedes for the movie angle.
Right.
I like
right.
Pythagoras for the field medal angle. Archimedes is great for an owl and like okay for a Fields Medal.
Right.
Pythagoras is great for a Fields Medal and just hot garbage for the name of an owl. Absolutely. I'm just trying to picture young Merlin being like, "Oh, Pythagoras, come help me with," like, no. That's terrible. That's got to be Archimedes, right?
That's what I'm saying. Archimedes is the more popular of the two, in my opinion, for all the reasons that we've said.
I'll do it. I'll do Archimedes. I just don't want an owl to be called Pythagoras.
All right, Carmela and Ryan.
That was painful to watch.
Yeah. I love this movie as a kid. You know, you have Merlin and Arthur and Mad Madam Mim and the owl, whose name is definitely Archimedes.
I thought we had him.
Archimedes, get over here. Yes, the answer is Archimedes. So on the Fields Medal, that's who the bust is on the Fields Medal, because he was a superbly influential mathematician and inventor. There are like people like people like Galileo basically say there's quotes out there of them saying, if you think I'm special, you haven't read enough Archimedes. So that's a really influential guy. Okay, the next question in the fifth round. It is the third question in the fifth round. The category is science.
Science.
Another shout out to Clint Givens for this one.
Thanks, Clint.
In 1955, John V. Harrington and Paul Rosen filed a patent application. Figure 1 in the application was a diagram illustrating a modulator for the transmission of information in the form of a sequence of coded pulses. Figure 2 illustrated a demodulator for recovering the pulses. What is the common name of this device that many of us were amazed and annoyed by as it proliferated in the 1990s?
It took me a second to realize that when you said demodulator, I was like, why would someone be like modulating the D? But it's unmodulating. God,
it's a demodulator. Yeah, no, that's sounds like a toy.
You want to lock in?
Oh yeah.
All right, we're locked in.
Cool. Carmela and Ryan.
I was thinking some sort of annoying toy, but then Carmela had an interesting answer.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about a dial-up modem, or just a modem in general, because you're definitely sending information through one end and getting it on the other. And that sound, it was a necessary sound if you wanted to go on the internet, but it was awful. It was god awful. It being 1955, yeah, that feels old, but the internet itself is actually pretty old. It just has, developed very rapidly over the last 30 years.
Just, going off of the 90s, like you said, that sound is just so 90s.
If anybody lived in the 90s and hears that sound, they know exactly what it is.
I've forgotten what that sounds like. Can y'all remind me by chance?
I can't do it better than that. I think Carmela's got it. That's fine for me, Carmela. I don't have anything better.
All right, we're gonna say a modem.
Okay, Ben and Adam.
Similar conversation. I was going to try to attempt to do that noise, but I can't do it. So part of what we picked up on was the annoying noise, but then Adam, you picked up on maybe modem stands for modulate and demodulate. So we also went with modem.
You guys picked up the best clues in there. Modem is the correct answer, and It comes from MOD, modulate, and DEM, demodulate. That's exactly how the name came to be. And I added the little clue at the ending about the annoying sound just to kind of get you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah.
Nice job.
That takes me back to like Netscape, America Online.
Oh, yeah. Just that AOL sound.
Yes.
In the disc for like 100 hours.
You've got mail.
Yeah. And just like
AIM. Right.
AIM is how I
RIP
learned
AIM.
how to type.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Mavis Beacon's got nothing on AIM. That's all I'm saying.
See, for me, it was MUDs. Like, I knew how, but I didn't need to type fast until it was life or death.
Yep, until you got instant messenger, then you're like, I had an ICQ, it's just like
All right. So at the end of the fifth round, 140 to 135, Adam and Ben maintain their lead. This is a tight game. Also a high scoring game. You all are doing great.
Yeah.
Burnish and Barnes.
Barcelona is going to haunt me.